Dash where the case, them dash where the case. Welcome to SouFLoTV again, everybody. It is your host with the most. Dash where the case, them dash where the case. Hit the subscribe button. No, for real, hit the subscribe button. You come here because you like the content, so hit the subscribe button. Keep this channel growing. Anyways, let's get right into this right here. So, shout out to the Jamaica Gleaner. It's a criminal trial, not a game, said the judge. It's a criminal trial, not a game. Chief Justice Brian Sykes, who a lot of people now have been accusing of being on the side of the gangsters and willingly trying to mess up this case so the gangsters can walk, which I think is wrong anyways, because by you saying that, what you're saying is the people who are on trial are already guilty. That don't make no sense. You can't say somebody guilty before them trial. We have to go through the trial. Most of who is saying that are people who are going off of rumors and hearsay and internet talk and all those things. This is a bad man do this, this is a gunman do that. Things still have to be proven in a court of law. Chief Justice Brian Sykes accused the prosecution, accused the prosecution in the Clansman One Don gang trial on Monday of being immature after it refused to agree with the defense on information that was captured in the prisoner's admission book at the Spanish Town police station. Now, give a little heads up on what's going on here. There were a couple of the guys that are on trial who were waiting for this information to come forward, because you know when somebody says SouFLoTV was there at 7 p.m. last week Monday and I says no I wasn't, stop tell lie on me, I have an alibi. What is your alibi, SouFLo? I was in jail. Well, that's not too hard to go find out. Go to the jail, look in the admission book, see if me did it. That's all they did. So in this particular case, that's exactly what was happening here. And some of the guys were saying some of the stuff that they're accusing them of couldn't possibly be possible because they were not even out here in the free world. They were in a jail. All right, the prosecution said, let's wait. Let's go get the information from the prisoner's admission book at the Spanish Town police station. And when the thing came, it actually showed that they were telling the truth. Now the prosecution said, me still not believe that. You can't. How are you gonna say you still not believe that, fam? So what do you want the judge to go off? Huh? The people them come up with their alibi. They have a proof, right? The proof is in the admission book. The prosecution took a chance, waited till it got here, proved them wrong, and was proven wrong, and now they don't agree with the information that was in the book. So the judge is saying, come on now, this is not a game. You guys are playing this like a some ring a roses kind of game. This is serious matter. This is a criminal trial, right? Of enormous proportions at that matter. The information pertains specifically to the dates for which 4 of the 28 defendants were admitted into the lockup, as well as dates that they were released. I just explained that to you, why that would be important. The lawyers for the quartet, then hold on, let me go any further. Let me stop from going any further and ask you all this. If I am the prosecution and I am bringing a case against you to prosecute you, right? See, I would have already done my research and find out, say, does John Tom have an alibi for this charge that we're bringing against him? And you talk this through with John Tom's attorney, because defense and prosecution speak to each other. And their lawyer would say, my client didn't do that. My client was somewhere else. My client was in lockup. You can't tell the man, the attorney that is defending the client, said, a liar tell, we will see you in court. A smart thing to do as a prosecutor would be to say, what is his alibi? Oh, he was locked up? Where was he locked up at? Oh, he was locked up at the Spanish Town police station, blah, blah, blah. Then me as a prosecutor now would go look to make sure that it's not there on the books. And if it is, then obviously I can't bring that charge because it said on the books that he was in there, not out a road doing what you said he was doing at the time you said he was doing it. Therefore, the judge is going to fling out your case. So all I know who I talk about this judge is siding with gunman and this and that. On sound like a bunch of people who don't have no sense. I understand that a lot of you really don't care about facts. The only thing you care about is the sensationalized stories, and you don't give a damn if it's true or if it's false. It just must sound interesting. You want to hear who for head bust out. You want to hear how much bullet going in my head and how much going in the chest. You want to hear who is the coolest killer. You want to hear who is the big obya man that keep on making everybody get off. You want to hear all them kind of weird details there, but when it comes to the truth, you don't want to hear it. You start make up your own story because that sounds better than what the truth is. This is simple and factual. I was not there. I was in lockup. Go and look at the books at the lockup place. You can see when me get locked up, admitted in, and the date I was released. I wasn't there. Plain and simple. What else y'all want the judge to do? Huh? So the lawyer of the quartet, Khalifa Williams, Pete Miller, Tariq James, and Donovan Richards are seeking to prove that their respective clients were not out a road doing what they said they was doing, what the prosecution is saying they were doing, but they were in custody at the time when the prosecution is alleging that they had participated in criminal activities with this said gang. The prosecution had also refused to agree to the content of any eyewitness statement regarding the November 2nd, 2017 murder of a man called Outlaw. Let me read that again for you. The prosecution also refused to agree to the contents of an eyewitness statement regarding the November 2nd, 2017 murder of a man called Outlaw. They have an eyewitness to the murder. The prosecution say, we don't want to hear none of that. Which defendant James Carl Beach and reputed gang leader Andre Blackman Bryan are accused of facilitating. So them say, is Blackman Bryan or Blackman do it and is Beach do it. There's an eyewitness to it. The eyewitness is probably saying it wasn't them. Prosecution say, we don't want to hear that. We don't care who else you said do it. At them two, yeah, we said do it. Because it's them two we charge. It's them two we charging with it. Now, as a result, it's funny though when they want eyewitness testimonies to, if the eyewitness testimony, right, implicates the alleged gangsters that are on trial, then everybody says, yes, it's true. Them have eyewitness. One more you need. But if you have eyewitness that says the opposite and actually says it's not them, we see who do it, or somebody else, we don't want to hear that. Your eyewitness no good. We want eyewitnesses that only say they saw them do it. Any eyewitness that said the opposite is not good. Tell me again, people listening to this, does that make friggin' sense to y'all? It makes no damn sense. So you see when the people I feel laughter at it. I probably should have went to law school. Really, I should have. Listen, when you read through this stuff, right, and go detail word for word, forget internet chatter talk. When you go word for word and read through the stuff, it really amazes you to see the level of incompetency that is involved in this. The prosecution also refused to agree to the content of an eyewitness statement regarding the November 2nd, 2017 murder of a man called Outlaw, which defendant James Carl Beach and reputed gang leader Andre Blackman Bryan are accused of facilitating. As a result of the prosecution's refusal to cooperate, Justice Sykes was forced to accede to the defense request for 5 policemen, including 2 who are on suspension. Now they will have to subpoena these 5 policemen. Okay, you don't want to hear the eyewitness? We have 5 policemen. We are going to tell you the same story. So now let's get these 5 policemen in here. How can we do that? They're going to have to be subpoenaed. All right. These 5 policemen were to be subpoenaed to give evidence in relation to information in the prisoner's admission book. Were they really in here? Or somebody, them pay somebody to change the information in the book and put this in there instead. That's how serious it got. Okay? The prosecution wants nothing other than how them want it. And anything the defense comes up with is not wrong. But hey, this is a court of law. And this is where you have good attorneys that will work on your behalf. You understand? At the same time, the court was told that the police are having difficulty locating the officers who are on suspension. Well, this is going to be another holdup. Consequently, James's lawyer, Esther Reed, asked the judge to inquire of the prosecution whether it is willing to reconsider its position. Ask, Judge, can you please ask them whether they're willing to reconsider their position? They've said nope, they don't want to hear nothing from no eyewitness. The eyewitness statement that's there. Nope, they don't believe that the time and dates in the book down at the station. Okay, we're going to get the 5 police officers that were around at these times, that were involved with booking people in and recording information into the book. So them can come for themselves and tell you in court under sworn in statement that yes, that is what it was. Only thing is they're having some difficulties finding them. So this is going to hold up stuff. So judge, can you please ask them if they will back down on their position or if this is what they want to do? All right. Justice Sykes then asks the Crown if it is prepared to view the documents which were in court and agree with the information where possible. The documents were in court. They could view the documents, look upon it, see how all the other times are written in. See if it looked like somebody rub out something, white out something, tape over something and put in a date that is more convenient to the defense, etc., etc. Inspect it yourself here. Agree or disagree. You want to see it or not? But a senior prosecutor replied, "My lord, we are prepared to examine the documents, my lord." Talk to the judge, you know. They are prepared to examine the documents. However, the judge was not pleased with his response. Now, you know, the judge asked if they were prepared to view the documents which were in court and agree with the information where possible. The judge never asked if you want to inspect the documents. This is something you should have inspected already, like I said to you guys before. Right? The senior prosecutor said, "My lord, we are prepared to examine the documents, my lord." May I laugh? However, the judge was not pleased with his response and remarks. Here is the thing now. Here the judge now, you know. Here is the thing now. You're at the point now where greater maturity is expected in a criminal litigation. The fact of the matter, it is a criminal trial. It's not a game. It's about truth. It's not about winning, especially from the prosecution, he said. This is the judge talking to the prosecution. While noting that they might win the war, but you might lose the battle. The judge then asked the prosecution what was the point of creating unnecessary difficulties if there is no reason to doubt the information that was recorded in the book down at the police station. Furthermore, he asked, what is the point of examining the document if your mind is closed? Your mind is closed. You already said, nope, You don't want to hear that. That's why they said, okay, we have to subpoena 5 police officers that were around that time and on duty that time and all that, right? You already said, nope, don't want to hear nothing from no eyewitness either. So what's the point of examining this same said document now is what the judge is asking. Earlier in the trial, another attorney, Denise Hinson, informed the judge that the lawyers had made repeated attempts to get the prosecution to agree, but the Crown had declined. That means the lawyers reached out to them. Remember I said prosecution and defense, they talk. Right? We watch TV enough. We watch enough Law and Order and them sitting there. You see one time the 2 lawyer them going in the back room and them say, hey man, I'm going to give your client, I'm going for 50 years for your client. And the defense says, oh, whoa, hold up now. Hold up now. If you give him 20, we'll settle for the deal that you have on the table. He'll help you to find Marcus. And he'll give up this, and the other or whatever. How them talk. But they do talk. See? Earlier in the trial, another attorney, Denise Hinson, informed the judge that the lawyers had repeatedly attempted to get the prosecution to agree, but they declined. The senior prosecutor then told the judge that the Crown had merely refused out of being cautious, as it did not want it to appear as if the Crown was interfering with the defendant's case. That no make no rotted sense. However, the judge, while highlighting all that the defense has the same right to the state's documents as the prosecution. However, I'm going to say this part 3 times. However, the judge, while highlighting that the defense has the same rights to the state's documents as the prosecution. However, the judge, while highlighting that the defense has the same rights to the state's documents as the prosecution. Vybz Kartel case. I'm not going to say no more. Said that it does not appear that the parties have been making the best use of time and resources. As at this rate, it doesn't seem as if we are going to be finishing the trial in this term, is what the judge said. And it is reported that the judge Sykes seemed rather frustrated because he's looking to wrap this up now. But he can't rush it. He have to let what is there play out in front of him. But he has to, as a judge that is overseeing this, he has to call out incompetency where he sees incompetency. And he has to call out stalling where he sees people stalling. The 4 lawyers who are only ones left to close their cases. You hear me? All the other cases are closed. The 4 lawyers who are the only ones left to close their cases had faced a delay in getting the document from the police station as well as records from Horizon Adult Remand Center. They also encountered problems in getting the information entered, admitted. The trial continues, and we will stand by to see what happens next. So the lawyers were requesting, hey, I need some information around this date and time from your records because my client is being accused of something where we know it is impossible that he would be the one that have done it because he was in your custody. Your record books should say he was in your custody. We need that piece of information from your record book so we can present it to the judge. That is how they approached Horizon Adult Remand Center and how they approached the police station in Spanish Town, and they were having difficulties getting that information, the admission book at the Spanish Town police station. They didn't want to give up that information. Why? Because they probably wish they could have said, we lost it. Or they simply realized that these guys had a good alibi and therefore they would be walking on this. Because this is what you call a solid, airtight alibi. We not do shade tree thing and sidewalk argument and internet super sensationalizing stories for views. We are dealing with the facts as they are laid out. And any one of us who have common sense can see this. Argue with me in the comment section below. In my opinion, Chief Justice Sykes is doing this by the books. He's doing what exactly needs to be done, upholding the standards of how things should be conducted. And we will continue to pay close attention. Hit that subscribe button. Hit the bell next to the subscribe button so you're notified every time a new video is uploaded to SouFLoTV. You think the whole case is going to get thrown out? Or you think them still are going to get them upon something else? Leave your comments and I'll get back to you shortly. I'm out. Peace.